Hello, everyone, and welcome to this session of the Emerging Aviation Technology Thought Leadership Conference Summit. Views on the future. What's ahead? Today, I'm your host, Bill Johnson, and I have with me Joanna Steidle from the Hampton Drone Images. You're the owner of Hampton Drone Images, and she is also a drone pilot yourself and an artist, a very accomplished artist, in my humble opinion. You are also the most recent awardee for a Women to Watch award by Women in Drones. Last night. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. It was a new category.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just absolutely thrilled.
Yeah. And it's a category that we'll be talking about. The reason that you're here is to sort of go into what that category is and where we're going. And so with that, why don't you give us a little bit of your background and where you are now and how you got here?
Okay. I've been flying drones since about 2015. I have a background in computer programming and visual design. I designed websites. I wrote database special codes for database
Right.
administration. I did AV installation. I wrote user interface designs for home automations. And so I've done a whole lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
And, I got bored easily until I picked up a drone. Once I picked up a drone, I just got the small non-automated. I did a lot of research on how to learn. And so I started flying that one winter inside the house, and that was it. I was hooked.
Mm-hmm.
I was hooked, and the flying part of it is a big part for me. I didn't want to. I made a decision right early on that I didn't want to go into a direction that wouldn't allow me to fly every day. Because that was really, I dipped my toes in, some of the legalities. I was interested in all that.
Sure.
I was interested in the technology of it and security, how they're being used in terms of national security interests me. And then I got, one of the camera drones, and I started taking photos, and that was it. I made a decision just to focus on my photography and the art of it. And what I think is the most fascinating thing to me is, number one, you have to be aware of what's happening around you on one plane and on another. So your awareness is heightened because if a dog is running up behind you, and a bird is coming at the drone, you need to be able to, adjust and adapt, in a
That's
safe
great.
manner.
You do expand your horizon, literally and figuratively. So
Yeah.
that's very cool. And your art has expanded too. I mean, to a bunch of different palettes.
Yeah, I guess every artist evolves in their own way. I think for me, the drones are very personal, and I hear a lot, about business and consumers and, data collection and, how it's used for medical purposes and all these great things. My drones are very personal to me. They have names. They have orders. I tell them I love them. I tell them I'm sorry. They fight over who's going to sit shotgun. We have these whole little conversations, and it's, to me, they're an extension of myself.
Yes.
So I never even just launch a drone. I take a moment to connect with the universe around me and ask Mother Nature to bring me, just help me find it.
That's
And
neat.
when you fly all the time, you're gonna find good stuff. I promise.
That's neat. That's neat to hear. So, as you look to the next 2 or 3 years, what do you want your ability to do, or what do you want to expand into from your art?
Well, I think in terms of the whole art and drones, you've got the drone light shows.
Yeah.
So I am a big cheerleader for them, and I've been watching them really close. I just love the way it's a whole new design.
Yep.
You've got a programming side, a design side, and for me, I'm going to focus a little more on my video editing.
Videos.
So I ended up selling a lot of videos to news sources. I had about 14 viral videos this year.
Congratulations.
Of
That's-
marine life and sharks.
Oh, that's right.
So now, I with the news sources, they don't really care about the editing or anything like that.
Huh?
So we're going to move in that direction for myself, and we're going to print, enlarge, and get in galleries.
Oh, very cool.
I think the general public does no clue the amazing what we can find up there.
Right.
The abstracts, the shadow plays.
True.
So I think
Absolutely.
I think in the next 2 years, I think there's going to be a lot more staged drone photos.
Oh.
As drone pilots, we focus on, we want to be very clear that we're not violating privacies. So you don't really you just don't take pictures of people, without their permission, unless you're like way far away and they're, you can't see them in a public place. But, I'm seeing a lot of, like a woman in a white dress laying in a lavender field.
Oh, yeah.
You've
That's
got
a great point.
You've got, so when you interact like staged models, give me 25 models in a parking lot and we'll have a great time, on a sunny day with a great shadow, and they could be dancing, and, you can watch the shadows dance. So there's so much to be had.
That's exciting to hear. Okay, so let's stretch that out. Let's look at 5 to 10 years. What are the new things? There's new technologies that will be becoming more mature for the drone industry, whether it be manned-unmanned teaming or new sensor technologies that could be used by the art industry. What do you see then?
I see that the FPV footage, I hope to watch that take off.
Uh-huh.
So I've watched over, I didn't start with the FPV drones, and FPV is first-person view with the goggles.
Right.
I didn't start there. There was a huge amount of learning curve in terms of flying manual and the crashing and rebuilding, and and I don't mind rebuilding, and I can solder, believe it or not, when I have to. But the FPV brings a whole different level in terms of the art, because you're flying indoors. We want to do more indoors, and you're getting perspectives. When the drone flips up and flips over or goes up a whole building and down the other side, you're like, oh my gosh, this is so fantastic. We need more of that brought out to the general public. So I think that's it's not just for the big movie producers anymore. I picked up the FPV just like a few months ago, and I'm flying through galleries and department stores and anybody that'll let me. I mean, I literally will stop people like playing hockey. The other day I stopped a group of guys. I'm like, they're playing hockey. I'm like, will you let me fly my drone around you? And they're like, sure.
That's cool.
And so it was good. It was fun. Yeah.
You had mentioned to me while we talked before about the possibility of including in a concert music, that part of art, and using drones for that. How can you describe that again?
Well,
it's just a thought, right? But
it's a thought, and I'm not sure how it would work. But I mean, of course, there's lots of obstacles. But imagine a concert, any kind of concert, even if it's a rock concert and it's a guitar solo, and that guitar solo can be brought through a speaker out flying around the audience. So you have cool? That, or you can have different drones with different instruments. You've got horns, you've got the strings over here, and they're moving. Of course, we have propulsion, so there's an issue. So there's a bunch of issues in that side.
Sure.
But I think it's gonna, be, we're gonna see it more in theater.
Yep.
You see
true.
those drones flying down the road dressed up as a ghost or a goblin.
You've had, I've been in Disney where, it's supposedly raining or an alien's dripping something on you, and it's in your seat, right?
Yes.
But you could do that with drones much more effectively in a broader sense, right? So that's part of it. Well, gosh, there's an amazing breadth of what the drones can do, as we've seen already in our discussions, but you're bringing this very unique part of it that I know will capture the public. Art captures the emotions, and so that helps in exercise in bringing forward the drone industry altogether. So thank you for doing that, and and great success in the future. I hope
you.
very much for you. Okay?
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Women in Drones.
And so that's the end of this particular session for Views on the Future, What's Ahead.